This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Turn the music down. Don't turn the mic down.
And that has been our week.
Let's just leave it in.
Peace out.
Peace out, everybody. Hey, guys, what's your week been like in 60 seconds? That's it. There it is right there. Run a board for 35 years. What does this do? I don't even know.
Why can't I hear myself? Oh, let's turn up the mic.
Friday, January 20th, the end of Blue Week.
Yeah.
Instead of just Blue
Let's hope.
Monday. What a sucky week.
It has been a
What
sucky
a horrible, sucky week. First of all, you were sick for 60% of it.
Yes.
Well, you know, you were away for 60%. You've been sick for the whole thing.
week. Pretty much.
You're pretty much still under the weather. And then David Crosby passed away, and now I'm bummed for that. But but anyway, and buses have been canceled like all the time.
Well, if we're talking David Crosby, Lisa Marie also passed away this week.
Yeah.
And that's coming up this weekend, her funeral, which is going to be huge. We're going to be talking about that on Monday.
Yeah.
You know that.
They're live streaming it.
Yeah. It's going to be insane.
Okay.
The people who will be there. Mark my words.
Okay. Yeah. You think so?
I
All
do.
right.
They have enough
Like
of
the
a following.
crowds, you mean?
The crowds who will be
Right.
there, yes.
Elvis fans. Sure.
Yes.
Okay. They travel.
They do. They do.
travel.
When I heard it was live streaming, I thought, okay, that's good. Might not be as large, but I'm expecting it to be,
5,000 people.
yeah,
More.
maybe.
So I'm going to say 5,000.
Are you?
Just
Okay.
to throw a number out there. You're right. Okay. It sounds like an
I
awful
will-
sport, but
I will go with 10.
10,000 people.
Because as you
On the
said, they
grounds or
travel.
around. Yeah, they travel. No,
They
no
travel.
two
And
ways about
Elvis
it.
is a big deal
Yeah.
still around the world. And his family is a big deal. So I could see this. And the live streaming, I hope it doesn't crash. Like, I really hope it doesn't.
True.
So, but that happened this week too.
You
So
can't think about it, as nobody does, only I do in my rabbit uniqueness, is, you know, Elvis passes away, Priscilla's still alive.
yeah.
But Lisa Marie is the only child, is the only one of that generation. So
Yeah.
now his grandchildren are alive, but there's that gap when Priscilla
This
goes
gap
of
now.
like, that's it. Like,
Yep.
that's it from
That's
Elvis.
very true.
There weren't like 5 kids living on and 20 grand.
No, it was Lisa
that was
Marie.
it. And that's it.
And now his grandkids.
And she'll be interred at Graceland. Is that correct?
Yes, she will
And-
be buried next to her father and her grandparents,
Okay,
who are
and
also there.
her children now inherit Graceland. It is not
Yeah.
owned by Priscilla. It is owned by.
And I didn't realize that either, that it was Lisa Marie's from the time he passed. It wasn't Priscilla.
That's
Priscilla
right.
didn't get anything.
Yeah.
Everything went to Lisa Marie and his surviving relatives as
Yeah.
they were. At 9 years old, she inherited that whole thing.
Yeah.
And what it's become.
Run by a
carried on.
corporation,
Yeah.
which is Elvis Presley Incorporated, whatever.
Yep.
And thank heavens for that. And I'm not saying she'd be horrible with money, but I'm really tired of hearing about adolescent celebrities who inherit an incredible amount of money, and then by the time they're 35, they're broke.
Exactly.
And it's not because they spent it, it's because the vultures came in and stole it from them.
It's awful to say, but the family's been through this, right?
Yeah,
So with
you're
Priscilla
right.
still living, because her daughters are 14, her youngest children are 14, the twins, they've been through it. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like everything I would think would already be in place, and they would already have the
Yep.
right people around them.
You got
and
lawyers,
with
you got
Priscilla still there,
accountants, yep.
having been through it already, kind of knows.
Trustees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how to go about it and how to proceed, and hopefully, anyway. But anyway, not to take away from David Crosby, that has been on my
but that's
mind, though,
very
about this
true.
weekend.
Very, very true. And David
So-
Crosby. I was just talking over there with a colleague about, you know, anytime after 1965, if you got in a band and wanted to learn how to harmonize, you learned from David Crosby and the Byrds, who not really learned it, but developed it at the same time as the Mamas and the Papas and the Beach Boys and all of that California Laurel Canyon sound. David Crosby, as we said, not the best guitarist of his era, not the best singer of his era. I think he's had the best set of ears to say, no, your voice should do this and your voice should do this and I'll do this and then go. That's what it sounds like. And that became Crosby, Stills and Nash. That was just great.
Being of a
great.
younger generation than you,
Right.
a little newer, when I think of David Crosby, to me, he was always very rough,
Oh, yeah.
gruff, more of a rocker. So today we were playing a bit of Crosby, Stills, and Nash. We had it at just after the 8 o'clock news.
Southern Cross, yep.
And when I heard that, because when you said you wanted to play it, I'm like, yeah, sure, nope. And I'm like, I don't think I know that song. And then I heard it and recognized it immediately. But it's so different from what I visualize when I think of David Crosby. I think of Grateful Dead. I think of more hard rock as opposed to how you call it, yacht rock.
Yacht rock, yeah. I could probably go find a picture online of him with an electric guitar.
Really?
It's always him with a 6-string acoustic.
Yeah. And that's not the visual I have of him.
And I think of them at Woodstock in the ponchos. He was a hippie, beatnik kind of folky, but he had his opinions and he told anybody what he thought. And then he went through his addictions and demons. Never thought he'd live to be 30. I didn't think he'd ever make it to 50 because the 80s were really hard on him. And it was much publicized cocaine and heroin and anything he could be addicted to. He said he just gravitated to it. He has an addictive personality, as a lot of really creative people do. So you just hope you throw yourself in your work and not, alcohol and drugs.
Into other things.
But to make it to 81, but I saw him there's a Netflix documentary. And I think they borrowed the line from the Mamas and the Papas song about Laurel Canyon, Music Through the Canyon, something like that. And it talks about that era of all of them that gravitated to that one area in California. And they all lived there. Jackson Browne lived there. Mamas and the Papas, Crosby, Stills, Nash, Beach Boys, Sonny and Cher for a while. Like, you think of all the people that lived there, wrote this kind of music and lived around, then partied, and doped up, and slept around. And oh my gosh.
It was a crazy time.
It was. From 1968 to about 1985. Must have been nuts in that part of California.
But his influence and how he touched people definitely being shared across socials. And Melissa Etheridge has jumped out at me immediately.
Yeah.
I thought it was very nice because she said I'll always remember him and thank him for the gift of family, because he, of course, is the biological father of her children. He donated the sperm to her and her partner in order to start a family. And I remember when that happened, and it was
what a punchline.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was this huge thing and scandalous and just crazy. And you think back now, and it's a little bit of a legacy there.
Yeah.
Of him.
And the girl's going to be born with this big bushy mustache. It's going to be. No.
But it's incredible, and I thought that was very nice.
The thing is, the older I get, which is like really old, I'm past the part where I should be saying that because now I'm just plain old, is that, when they pass away so far past their moment of relevance, like you say, like you're in your 40s and still can't really put your finger on identifying what it was. I can, because I grew up wanting to sing like him and harmonize like him. Like, I can point to him and say, he's one of the reasons why I would sit and listen to the Association and Everly Brothers to learn how, but then James Taylor came along, and the harmonies and sort of stuff. It's difficult to put into perspective the impact that he had. Paul McCartney's easy.
Yeah.
John Lennon was easy. Elvis was easy.
Obvious.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just more obvious.
But a guy, you can say, oh yeah, no, I know he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and he was great, but he hasn't put anything out in 30 years. I know. So but YouTube makes it so easy if you want to learn to plug in a few songs and go back and listen to Teach Your Children, Our House, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, Woodstock, thought about almost cut my hair was a song he did, stuff like that. So good. We played Southern Cross this morning and Wasted on the Way from their Daylight Again album of 82, which I played the grooves out of. That might have been one of the first CDs I ever bought, actually.
Wow.
When Compact Disc came out in 82, I think that was the first one I ever bought. I had to have it. Crosby, Stills, and Nash have another album. I got to have it. And so it's one of those. So that bummed me out this morning. But thanks to the listener who texted in with the wisdom of his older brother.
Of course. It's always the older brother.
Said, don't be sad he's gone. Be grateful he was here to put together that musical legacy. So true. So true. So thank you for that. What else? And we talk pickleball. Want to talk pickleball?
We can talk pickleball. I know we talked about it yesterday, but this is amazing. This video of you
Katie did a great job.
At the gym yesterday, and none of it was staged. It's amazing. It is so Mark.
Maybe that's what it is. It's less pickleball and so me.
It is pickleball. You do feature the paddle.
Yeah.
And a couple of serves. And Ken Schmidt's in it. which is good.
Yeah.
But it is very good. I will be honest, I kind of thought I would see a little bit more instruction from the quote unquote experts that were there yesterday. So maybe next week we could do it again.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm going to go out again because my partner is Mark Phillips. Mark
away right now.
He's on vacation, so he'll be back Sunday. So I'm thinking I'll contact him maybe Tuesday afternoon. We'll go out and play together as a team.
Because, if you're supposed to be partners, you should be on the court at least once before the big tournament.
You want to get that sort of,
get your plays and strategy in order.
That's right. The instinct of the partnership.
Exactly.
You can just react without even thinking.
You got to know each other a little bit. That would be, I love part 2. We got to do a part 2.
Now I think I want to go buy a pickleball paddle.
I know you do. Before the video was even posted and you saw how good you looked on the court, you were already sold. You were already looking for what can I get? It is amazing. I'm going to be set now for birthdays and Christmas.
You can wander in to a sports store right here in Belleville, Ontario, Canada, and drop over $200 on one pickleball paddle. You have got to be kidding me. No, it's one. You can buy one for $219. Oh, my God.
Sorry, I'm watching it again.
Okay.
When you wave your hair.
I know.
I think that's
I
one of the best
invented that one.
But that's crazy. That's like hockey.
I know.
And it's not even half the, it's like a third, like what is that?
And I think it's not even a real sport. It's a game.
It is don't do that.
But that's what I mean,
Don't you dare say that.
No,
the pickleballers out there are going to be
No, I know it's a sport
us.
now. By 2:30 yesterday afternoon, before I stepped on the court, I thought it was a game. Now I know it's a sport.
How long were you out there for?
2 hours.
And how did you feel after? Did it wind you?
No, not really.
I didn't feel like you had been.
No, because you're running, then you stop. In between points.
Really?
Yeah.
You weren't more. You didn't feel more
Charity,
exertion.
I'm an athlete. No.
All right,
I'm ready to go. I can go all day.
The sweat would be dripping.
But again, I think I'm running so fast. So if you actually do come out and watch us next Thursday for the actual tournament.
Going to.
On Friday will be much hilarity when you're like, do you really think you're fast? I think I'm fast like a rabbit. I think I'm the fastest person
you were
there.
The rabbit.
Yeah. I think I was the fastest person on the court, and it may be like not even close. You weren't even, you were the fourth fastest, and we were playing in teams of 2.
I am going to take Brock, and the two of us are going to sit there, and he's going to, because he's better at the play-by-play.
Belleville Senators,
I, being a sports guy, would probably point out a few other things to me too that I might not notice. But between the two of us, I think our notes would be very good.
I also think there'll be a point when he'll turn to you and say, "When does the actual sport begin?"
Okay,
because
so
what I'm looking at is not actually sports. I'm watching this guy bend over to pick up the ball a lot and hand it to his partner.
Who were you playing against?
So Remy and I were playing for a while. I think at that point when
it was Ken,
that was Sandy.
On the other side.
Was I playing Ken? Okay.
You were playing Ken.
Yeah.
He gets right down in the pose, eh?
Oh, no, for sure.
Seeing in one of the shots there, like he's ready.
He's ready to go on serve. Yeah, you're not kidding around. And I learned how you keep track. So let's say you and I are well, we'd have to be teams. Because what happens is I serve, and then when I lose my serve, I lose that point. Then my partner serves. It doesn't alternate back and forth like, say, in volleyball, back and forth.
You and I would never be on the same team.
You would have to be, well, let's just say we were.
Okay.
And we were winning 2-1 over the other team.
Okay.
And I'm serving first for our team. The score is 2-1-1. 2-1 for us, and I'm first server. Then if we lose that point, now you're serving.
2-1-2?
You say 2-1-2. Exactly. And once you announce 2-1-2, and you have to give the score before you serve, you have 10 seconds to serve. Oh. So in order to, once you say 2-1-2, that alerts the other team, now we're going to serve, and you have 10 seconds to serve, otherwise it's a fault. So all these things I got to learn, right?
Well, and not that I don't want to be on your team, but I just want to clarify that you and I on the same team I don't think would work.
Why is that?
You and Mark Phillips, yes.
Yeah? Okay. Why is that?
Because we have to do this.
So it wouldn't be good. Well, you think I wouldn't react well, right?
If I lost, there'd be so much pressure. No. So you and Mark Phillips are going to be a great team.
We will be a great team.
There is a part of me that is a little intrigued and would like to play against you at some point.
I think it would be great.
I think it would be.
Good.
I think it'd be amazing.
It's nothing like I thought.
Yeah.
And yet everything I thought it would be.
It looks like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, but the ball doesn't bounce like a tennis ball. Like you can guess the trajectory. because it's a wiffle plastic ball, when it bounces, it may bounce sideways if they put spin on it. It may drop dead and back up if it has spin on it. Not like a tennis ball that when it hits, it goes at the same trajectory in the same spot.
It goes pretty quick, though. It looks like it does go pretty quick.
It can almost land at your feet and then bounce straight up. So you don't have to be... You need to be where it is when it bounces, as opposed to letting it bounce and come to you. It won't bounce and come to you. It just bounces and stays there. So you're constantly moving.
So you let it bounce and then hit it back. So it's like tennis in the sense
for
that
a couple of times.
Fall, and then
but
hit it back.
you can play it in midair, but it has to bounce once on each side before you can do that. And Derek Morgan of Trenval, he is an animal. Yesterday when we practiced with him, he was all over smacking it in midair, but too soon. You have to let it bounce on your side.
You have to let it fall once.
So when you serve it, it bounces once.
It has to hit the ground.
Then when the team returns it, it has to bounce once. Now it's free for all, can go up in the air.
You can hit it wherever
you
want.
So Derek would serve it to me. I'd hit it back to Derek, who would smash it in midair. No, you have to let it bounce once.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, oh my gosh, I hate that. So I would fire it back at him so he'd have to hit it in midair.
On purpose.
On purpose, because I know he wouldn't wait for it to bounce. So that's part of the strategy of why Derek and I don't get along. I'm evil. I'm diabolical.
There
was a woman there who was about 100, who was in a green leisure suit, who was painting the lines. She was dropping them on the corners. She wasn't moving anywhere.
Was she fast?
She didn't have to be. She was always in the perfect spot and knew where to hit it. She's great. That's smart. That's so good. She's the Wayne Gretzky of pickleball. She's just always in the right spot.
You will have to find out who she is. We should have her on.
She's great.
We should track her down
and me a lot about not running around and falling down. Because you know what? When people in their 50s fall on a court, it's all elbows and knees. It's loud and it sounds painful. There's nothing graceful about being 55 falling on a court. Nothing graceful about it.
Speaking of, how were your shoes?
Fabulous. So thank you for asking. I made a point of looking at everybody else's shoes. Low level.
Yeah.
No. They're just like footwear. No. Pickleball
you people
shoes.
have to step it up.
Yeah. Oh, all black sort of loafers.
And you can get pickleball shoes. Quote unquote. Pickleball shoes.
I saw
and how much are the pickleball shoes?
They were $139.
Yeah. What's special about these shoes?
Pickleball. They're green.
They're green?
Pickleballs.
Okay.
They smell like pickles.
Like pickles?
Eat, sleep, pickleball, repeat. I saw that on socks. You can get pickleball socks.
You were so excited when you saw the pickleball socks.
But I got to order the headband and wristbands. Mark doesn't know this yet. When he comes back from vacation, he's going to so regret.
Okay, so this was the other interesting thing that came out of it, because you shared this morning that Ken Schmidt, who you kept referring to as your team captain, is in fact not your team captain.
He's our team coach.
Who is the team captain, Mark?
Mark Phillips and I are co-captains.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And when you first said that, and even there, I can hear it in your voice. It's almost with...
Oh, poor me.
Yeah, like a little unsurety there. Like you're.
Oh, I can't believe it.
A coach or I can't be the captain. There's
Why
no
would
way.
You pick me
and
be
you
the captain?
said it like that to me. And
of course I'm captain. Who's kidding who?
Exactly. My reaction was like, "Whoa." You can pretend that doesn't excite you all you want, but deep down I know that you're like, of course I'm captain.
Oh, thank heavens I don't have to listen to somebody else. That's not in my makeup.
I love it. So yes, now the headbands and wristbands that started out for just you and Mark.
So now, I don't know if I'm going to get them for everybody or whether we wear them so our team can spot the captains.
Okay, well,
where
that
are
makes
the captains? Sense. Look for the headbands and the wristbands. We're your captain. And I don't know who's captain of Team Belleville with Patricia Guernsey as coach, so we'll have to find out. It's got to be the Cooks.
So as captain, though, you do now have somewhat of a responsibility to lead this team.
I think so. And, and rally them.
Yes.
When I'm not playing, to stand there and encourage them.
Yes.
Chastise them.
So is that going to be part of, what kind of preparation is that going to take?
Well, I think, part of it is, to give them the mental makeup to be strong. I'm going to have to come up with a team slogan. Maybe. I think we're all going to have to huddle in, pickle on 3, 1, 2, 3, pickle, So the whole team has a cheer. Something about Quinty West. I don't know.
It's best.
It's my job. Quinty West is best. It'll have to be something like that.
You should make sure the mayor's there.
Stay out of the kitchen. That's all I know. Stay out of the kitchen.
Did you pick up any lingo? Is there pickleball slang?
Yeah, there's dinking.
What?
This is another great part of the. And you can get the hat that says.
Dinking?
You can get the hat that's got a pickleball wiffle ball on it. It says "Love to Dink."
Oh,
You can get that hat.
That's what she
and
said.
Dinking,
Dinking,
yes.
what is
So
dinking?
dinking is when you just tap it to go over the net. You don't smash it back, and you make them run forward because, of course, the ball can just die. It hardly ever bounces, right?
Yeah.
So if you run up instead of smacking, you just tap it to go over the net and fall
That's
and die.
dinking?
That's dinking. That's a little dink shot. Dinking. So it's great. The lingo's great. Dinking, get out of the kitchen.
I love it.
Pickleball. And I didn't think I would love it. And I got to admit, I kind of do.
So now
After
you're going
2 hours.
to be.
I'm looking forward to playing next week now on Tuesday. I'm afraid I'm going to end up buying a paddle, and I'm going to give up golf and pickleball all the time now. Because I think I'm good at it, too. I enjoyed it. And
that's
I could
awesome.
play it, and it's like, if I got better at it, this would be really, really fun to be good at this game.
Now I have to ask: is there a league? Do
That's
you
a
know
good
if
question.
there's a league
I don't know that.
or a group at the Y, like the same people, perhaps?
I
that
think
come
so.
out? Yeah.
I think so. Noon to 3 days a week in Quinte West. I know that. But there are courts at the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center as well, so there may be something that goes on there. And somebody told me you can put together 4
Because my parents
pickleball
were playing in
courts
Sterling.
on 2 tennis courts. So
Okay.
for every 2 sets of tennis courts, you could do
Yes.
4 pickleball courts.
Because they're not as big.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and put up nets, I think, the other way and stuff like that. I'm not sure of the whole thing. But as Katie pointed out, on a gymnasium floor like at the Y, all of the lines can be confusing. At the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center, it's just pickleball lines.
So they're actual pickleball.
Yeah, so you can see where the
courts.
white ball is. Not like, the key of the basketball courts on the floor. So what lines are we using? These
Yeah.
small white ones. Ignore the red, the green, the black. The cream-colored lines. Ignore all those. So that's a little bit different. But no, it was enjoyable. And it's a very... I'm going to say gentlemanly. That's sexist, but it's a very polite game. When you're done, every game you go over, you tap the rackets of the people you play, you say good game. That's all part of the
Etiquette?
sportsman etiquette of the game, that you do that. There's no to be animosity. You call your own ins and outs, your own faults. There can be a referee, but it's not designed to have one. You call it yourself, and you trust the other person at the far when they say that was out. I thought that was in, but okay, right? Okay, I can do this. Sure felt like it was in. Yeah.
I'm glad you had fun.
I don't know how there's going to be 4 courts going because the ball flies all over the place. I hit everything out and I can't serve.
Well, do you know how the tournament's going to be made up? Is it going to be 4 games
and as
at a time?
team captain, I should figure that's what I think it is. Because there are 6 teams per team. So a team is on the court. So if there are 4 courts, that means that each squad will sit out and rotate.
Yeah.
So you may play 2 in a row and then 1 out and then 2 in a row. And depending on, but it's always Quinte West playing a Belleville. Yeah, we never play another Quinte West. So then,
well, no, nor should you. It's Quinte West versus Belleville, right?
And then I guess in the finals will be whoever got the most points in Quinte West will play the Cooks.
Well, and we
get
should
the most points in Belleville.
the Hulsters.
Megan.
We should mention as well, again, I know we did yesterday, but this isn't just to get you guys out and get you active, which is great in itself, and to have some fun, but it is a fundraiser. And I see this morning you already have quite a bit raised,
Nice,
which is great to
yeah.
see, but you still need a bit more. So if people want to donate, where can they go, Mark?
Trellis.org, and then if you were to sort of do one of those fancy backslashes, put it in First Annual Pickleball, and it's believe it or not, it's the only pickleball fundraiser on Trellis right now, which is a major fundraising app. Yeah, and so they collect a little fee so that all of the money goes to the charities. But I guess the organization behind it, I heard that we're going to be using Trellis for another fundraiser organization later on this year. So I think it's becoming the industry standard of raising money. So that means a lot of organizations trust this app, so you can as well.
I made a donation this morning. It was
Thank
very
you for
easy
that.
to do.
Thank you. We really
of course,
appreciate that.
Easy to do and pretty straightforward. And there was one thing that did make me hesitate, because when I went on there to donate, it gives you the options, and then another, if you don't want to do that, they give you the option to donate however much you want, which is great. But I was looking for you specifically. It's like, I want to donate to you. So it looks like you've raised some money. So you don't get to that point until you enter in all your information. So once you do that, then you can choose who you'd like to support.
Right, not the other way around.
Yeah. And then, so it does come. So if you get to the website and you're thinking, but wait a minute, I don't see Mark, I don't see Team Schmidt, I don't see anything here. It will get you there. I think it's step number 3.
Okay.
So you just have to go through and then.
Thank you.
I was able to click your name and.
We want to average $1,000 a player.
Yeah.
So Kurt Gregoire and I are teaming up because I think he's raised $2,000 already. Oh, thank heavens, Kurt. Thank you so much. So anyway, so $24,000. So there's 12 on each team.
Yep.
If we can raise $24,000 to $25,000, that'd be great. Now, I think that as of this morning, we're at 15,000.
15,000.
That's fabulous. With a week to go.
That's what I mean. That's amazing right now. Still a bit more to come. Which,
Yep.
well, you've got a week. That's awesome.
And Mark, my partner there, Mark Phillips of Mystical Distributing, said he's going to be beating the bushes next week when he gets back from vacation. So there'll be a few grand there, and more over the weekend and more over today. My job, of course, is to get these crazy videos out and talk about it on our podcast and get the awareness up there so that when you are asked by one of the 23 others to please donate, they would appreciate that. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. And next year when you're in it, you will really enjoy it. You will really enjoy it
I don't
next
think
year.
I don't think that's set. I don't think that's a thing. I'm quite happy to cheer you on.
Katie and I were talking about, she says, it is a lot like Dancing with the Stars, that there's a new event. Let's have Mark do it. And if it is an unqualified disaster, it was Mark's fault and we'll never do it again.
That's not true.
If it turns out to be an outrageous success,
Because Mark's in it.
then everybody else can follow.
Tell you what, if it goes on again next year, I will be your partner.
We'll be a team
We'll be a team.
next year.
Next year.
You and me.
Yep.
Captains.
Sure.
I'm not going to relinquish it just because Mark Phillips is still in.
You can be captain. I don't need to be captain.
Okay.
But
We'll see.
if it happens again next year, sure, I will be your partner. Even though I am worried about what will happen here afterwards.
You know what? Why wait till then? You and I should go play pickleball sometime. You should come out.
You know
when we're
what? I would totally
practicing.
do that. I would love to do that.
Film that. Here we go. We'll be a team. And when the ball goes between us, and we both look at each other and go, I thought you were getting that. It's going to be a long afternoon on the court.
We should track down the young woman in the green jumpsuit.
I'll find her.
And we'll go with her one day.
Yeah.
And she can you and I
Don't play
play
her.
her. No, you and I play her.
As a team, play
Yes,
her.
Play her.
We'll still lose. We will still lose. She is diabolical.
But that's what makes it
this
so
woman.
good.
So good. Anyway, have a great weekend. I'm off
You
to
too.
Toronto tonight.
Have a great
Kath and I.
time tonight.
We're going to go see Joseph and the Amazing
Yes.
Technicolor Dreamcoat.
That's
That's
so
like going to
exciting.
church.
Oh, no, it's
for
not.
us. Oh, we
It's
love the play.
so good.
It's one of my favorite
So good.
musicals. The Donny Osmond movie version of it is one of our favorites. We love the soundtrack. We love all the songs. I can't wait tonight. And,
Good for you.
So Steph bought it for Kath for Christmas.
Yes.
And I did the pout. Oh, well.
What about me?
Oh, Dad, I didn't think. So I think my Christmas present was Kath bought me a pity ticket so I can come in.
Regardless, you get to go now
Yeah,
to a
I
show
get
in
to go.
Toronto.
We're going for
and we were
dinner.
just there last week, and let me tell you, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Not to Joseph, but to Harry. I'm just saying
Potter,
Toronto in general was amazing.
Yeah,
You're
I
going to have
know.
a great time.
Live shows
And where are you
again.
going for supper?
Spaghetti Factory.
Why are you going to the Spaghetti Factory?
Because it's where I always go. And my daughter heard our podcast and said, oh, yeah, Dad loves that. We should go
Because
there.
we were just there last week too, and it is amazing.
And then she's going to hear the podcast before I arrive and go, oh, my gosh, I forgot my dad wanted to go. But, yeah, looking forward to it. That'll be
So
great.
enjoy the Spaghetti Factory
And
as
then
well.
we differ on one game in the NFL football.
Again this
playoff.
weekend?
Yeah, you and I
you
differ.
won't tell me.
Won't tell you which one we differ on because I have to catch you. I'm a game behind you. So we're either going to be tied or I fall 2 games back. That's the chance you have to
So
take.
I'll either hear from you about your win, or I won't hear anything. Is that how it's going to work?
No,
because I
I'll
don't know what
text you.
game it is, so I don't know
I will text you
which one I can text you
during
about.
the final game because it's not the final game. It's not because clearly, I took San Francisco in the last
Of course, you
game.
took San Fran.
And Dallas, your husband's team. So I'll text him. I'll have some fun with that because we're texting buddies now during football. I play pickleball with your wife. And we do a radio show together.
But we haven't played pickleball yet.
At some point, but I'll tease him about that too.
Okay.
So-
Well, have fun tonight in
I will.
Toronto.
Thank you.
Oh,
You enjoy your weekend.
love
Mark and
that.
Charity Coffee Podcast after a dismal weather week, and we don't mind saying it. Canceled buses and everything that went on. Let's get this week over with. Get back at it again on Monday morning. Enjoy it. It's Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast.